Have you seen this video? Watch this video and see.
To the UK. Since I came here, no knocking. Okay, let me just talk to my girls, my fellow girls. Okay, this man, the church I attend back home, my my auntie's friend said the brother needed a wife in the UK. So, and he bring the man's picture and he was really cute. So, and we start talking, and this man was very supportive, was supporting my family so well, and very good, very nice. Sometimes we talk on phone from morning till night, and he's so sweet. He was so sweet on phone. So we do other things like couple does. So he came and said he wants to marry me, that he's a man of, he's a man of God. He does not want to date. So he liked what he's saying. He's just going to go for it. And the sister has explained much about me as well. So I was like, okay. So I was very happy as well, because I'm not that kind of person who go around. And we did the marriage. He filed up and bring me to the UK, not knowing that the thing is carrying in between his leg does not function. I've been with him now in the UK here for 8 months. 8 months. That 8 months is fasting upon fasting. When we finish one set of fasting, we start another fasting. 8 months, no knocking. I just want to use this media to advise my fellow ladies. Please don't fall for this trick. If the man wants to marry you, see him, test him. Don't fall for this trick. Now I don't know what to do, because I don't know if it's not working, or if it's working, or we are just following the word of praying and all that, doing fasting and all that. If it's because of that, 8 months, no knocking, no jiggy for 8 months. 8 months, no jiggy. I'm tired.
Okay, apparently this woman was deceived into marrying this man, and I believe that this is a good ground for annulment because she was married under deceit. The man knew he had this condition and he never mentioned it to her. He pretended like everything was good with him, and he went ahead to marry her knowing he was impotent. So, uh, unfortunately, she has to make her choices, which is a very difficult one. She has to decide if she wants to go ahead with the marriage or if she wants to end it, which would be a good ground because she never knew he had that condition. And she would be tagged unmarried, never married, because she was never married. That is how the law will see it. But this brings me to a very important aspect of this case that I would like us to talk about. Before marriage, a lot of people, especially Christians, practicing Christians, decide to abstain from sex, which is good, which is what the Bible preaches, you know, keeping yourselves until your wedding night before you can then consummate your marriage, right? So now, you know how before marriage, some churches even conduct medical checks for women. They check their womb, they check if they have any kind of viral diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, how they check your blood group. Sometimes they check for the men too. I know they check for men. They check the men's genotype, they check their blood group, and the women's too, you know, to ensure that there are no issues with the blood group, there are no issues with the genotype, and all of that. You know, when they check a woman's womb and all of that, I know I experienced something like that where the doctor checked my womb, and all. We had to run some tests. My husband also ran some tests. How do they check men to ensure that these men are potent? Are there checks? I don't remember my husband being checked. I don't know if there are checks for men outside the blood works that they do on these men. Because if there was, I'm sure this woman wouldn't have gone through, wouldn't be going through what she's going through right now. It would have been indicated, it would have been detected that the man was impotent, you know. So that brings me to another important aspect of this discussion. As Christians, as born again and practicing Christians, how can a lady tell if a man is potent? I remember one time during our early years in my career, my colleague then met this young pastor that wanted to marry her then, she liked him. But the issue she had then was that the guy wasn't making advances. He wasn't a typical young man. Some young men, once they start talking to you and you give them that green light, the next thing is they want you in the other room. Her complaint was that the guy wasn't making advances at her sexually, and she was wondering if everything was okay with him. I told her, see, babe, this guy is a pastor. You should be happy he's not making such advances at you. At least you'll be you'll be making this decision with your senses intact, no emotional or sexual attachment. Because once you have sex with someone, there is some form of attachment. So this time you'll be hearing him, you'll be seeing him for who he is, you know. And there are other ways to check. I had to tell her there are other ways to check. I think there are other ways. We laughed about it. You can check when you're close to him, try and get close to him, and see if the ocean will rise. We laughed and she laughed, but whether she did it or not, I don't know. But as women, we should have our own ways because there's a lot of deceit in the world. There's a lot of lies and deceit. People have become lovers of themselves, just like the word of God said or says. Because if that guy was a sincere person, it even tells on him, it tells about his character, the human. If he was truly, truly a sincere person, he would have just opened up to her and said, this is the kind of condition I have. How can you marry someone for 8 good months and you haven't even touched her? The marriage has not been consummated. And you expect her to be okay to just carry on without asking questions? No, no. If he was a sincere person, you can have a condition and still be sincere about it. If you see someone you like, you can tell her, see, babe, this is my situation. This is what I've been going through. Especially if you know the person likes you. Because some men just assume that some women, I don't even know what the man was thinking anyway. Did he think she wasn't going to find out? Of course, she will find out. Or maybe he thinks she doesn't like sex. Oh, she may not like sex. Some men believe some women don't like it. A lot of women like sex. They look forward to it. They look forward to knacking. Yeah. So, um, even if it's a woman that doesn't want it, women want babies. A lot of women want to have their children because no woman wants to be married without children. A lot of women that get married, they marry. Some people may not even want to marry, but because they want children, they get married. They want to create, they want to nurture because it's in their nature to nurture. It's part of our gift from God to take care of home, to take care of the home front, to take care of our husbands, to care for our children, to build. We are reproducers. So you can't just leave a woman and expect her to not reproduce after her own kind. It's going to be a problem. So I am asking again, are there ways medically, where are the medical experts in the room? Are there ways women can check up medically? Are there ways men can be checked for impotency? To avoid this kind of stories, are there medical ways that men can be checked for impotency, especially during premarital counseling and checkups? You know how they check the woman's womb, they check her fertility, check her system, check if she has any kind of viral infection, check STDs for the men, check genotype, check blood group. All these checks, do they check men for potency? Do they check men for potency? I think it's high time they begin to do that. Where are the medical experts? If you're a medical expert here and you know how this is done, please leave a comment. Teach us. I would like to learn. You know, I'm sure other people too would like to learn to avoid this kind of stories that touch the heart. All right. See ya. Bye.